Welcome to the High Efficiency Practice, a podcast focused on how leaders build smarter, more efficient healthcare and wellness businesses. Hosted by Brenda Mana, the show explores what actually works across operations, growth, and performance. Today's guest is Andrew Gubani, a professional leader behind the Purple Pedal, a spin studio built around performance, community, and consistency. His work reflects a strong focus on execution, experience, and delivering real value. In this conversation, listeners get a closer look at what shapes his approach to leadership and day-to-day operations.
Welcome, Andrew. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm particularly excited to discuss what you've been going through the Purple Pedal, having launched your enterprise pre-COVID and now living post-COVID in a successful and thriving business. And we'll shoot right from the top and can you share a little bit about your role and how that fits into the Purple Pedal picture.
All right. Thanks, Brenda, for having me, first of all. So I didn't organically start in health and wellness. I spent a little over 20 years in direct mail and marketing in the logistics arena, and it was great. I had reached my early 30s. I was a single dad with 2 kids. I had always loved spin. I'd always been active in my own health and wellness. I always say you know the business is right for you when you're critiquing everyone around you. When you're a natural born fitness trainer and people doing things wrong, you're like, I could teach you better. When my kids were little, I started teaching again and fell in love with teaching, fell in love with the community that spin and group fitness, boutique fitness especially, had to offer. I worked at a number of different studios. And the studio that I own right now, I actually worked at for a little while before I bought it. I bought it in 2019. A few months later, COVID hit. My career in direct mail and marketing had just went belly side up because of the economy and COVID. So I decided, I guess this is what I'm going to be doing full time. My marketing background really came in handy with how to run a business from a marketing standpoint, because if you're following everything, the world is in constant flex. Every gender, every race, every group is constantly evolving. And how can you bring all these people together to feel safe and accepted and seen in one place? Getting creative with marketing, I feel, has launched us to be super successful, along with being humble and saying, I don't know what I don't know. And the fight or flight, I've learned a lot of hard lessons along the way as far as how to handle different personalities, how to deal with different groups as everyone was changing. You would like to think there's a Bible or a handbook for how an industry is supposed to work. But until you truly know it yourself, you don't know what you need. So that was really the highlight of my career in this, was learning a lot about myself and how to express myself to a community of 500-600 people on a day-to-day basis and stay relevant.
Considering that being a solo business owner and that owning a business is a full-time job plus a little, what does a typical day look like for you?
Usually you wake up in a panic and go to bed in a panic. Every day is a different set of challenges. You wake up, you do this, and you make sure your business is running. I know our gym opens at 5:30 in the morning. It's waking up to make sure that you have the right people in place to answer those morning questions, having the right instructor, the right person that's the face of each time slot for your classes. People do not want super boisterous and loud at 5:30 in the morning when they're walking through. They want calm energy, they want a good flow, but those are the people that are the most serious and passionate about it. They got up at 4:30. We have people that drive an hour to come to our studio to take a 6 a.m. class. So finding the right person to fill your schedule, it's relatively easy to run your business. It's having the right people in place in your business that is the biggest challenge. So never giving up, learning to foster people and adapt people during my day-to-day basis is my thing. Constantly training, constantly evaluating, constantly assessing, getting community feedback on what they need and what changed from last Monday to this Monday is a big part of the job.
How long are your weeks in general, hours that you work a day? Because that sounds like a massive amount of time.
It varies. I've definitely had my weeks where it was 80 hours a week, and then I have my weeks when it's 30 hours a week. It really goes back to having the right people in place. I'm very fortunate enough right now, we're going through a growth spurt We went from me being the sole manager, spin instructor, and doing all this stuff by myself to having 3 managers on staff now. We have a team with our instructors and our work studies and our volunteers of a little over 45 people that help run the business on a day-to-day basis. The more people you have, the more work you have. I wouldn't say that I'm ever disengaged. I think I'm always on. I'm always with it. I do not like to take my finger off the pulse because I feel like that's when I'm going to start missing stuff.
Do you think that impacts your industry specifically as a spin studio, Jim? I know you host events. So you think specifically to you is the type of vibe you're trying to bring to your community of 500 people that actually really enjoy coming to the Purple Pedal?
You have to offer variety. I've been to a lot of other studios where you have to fit a mold. In some studios, you have to follow the BPMs of the music. There's always something, but the creativity part of being a spin instructor or a fitness group instructor is that you're living your passion. This is a part-time job for most people. This is not their primary career. This is a passion project. So helping your staff develop their passions and come in tune with this alter ego, this alter personality that they live when they're on that podium for 45 minutes is exhausting. Teaching somebody and encouraging them to take the risk. You might fail. We might fail, but we're going to fail together. I want my people to live it. I want them to have their passions fulfilled. That sets us different because we're not trying to fit a mold. Every instructor is different. Every playlist is different. Every vibe is different so that there is something for everybody.
What industry trends do you see? Because you mentioned you're growing, you see something beyond. And what is it that you're seeing in the 6 to 12 months horizon? Or if that's too close, let's say a year and a half.
The trends of the industry right now, and anybody that owns a fitness studio will tell you mat Pilates is blowing up. So we've offered spin and sculpt. It's half on the bike, half off the bike, doing a little Pilates workout on the bike. So you get that a different sense of full body. I'd say within the next 6 months, just starting there, it's staying relevant. It's constantly keeping things refreshed. Whether you're painting the walls a different color, members want to see their memberships being used for their space. And I feel that has set us apart and knowing the exact channels to do it. Right before Christmas every year, we do something, some kind of major improvement. This year, we painted all the walls black, gave the place a little bit more of an edge. Constantly keeping that up is how we stay on board with it. And that's keeping up with the market trends. All these gyms are doing something different, or all these new places that are opening up. There's definitely a boom and a surge in the industry. So you're going month by month looking at what you can do.
You mentioned specifically one or many of your customers driving an hour to come to your spin classes or classes in
Right.
general. Have you thought of expanding, or is it too much to handle 2 sites at this point?
As much as I would love to expand, no. I'm tired. I think every business owner has a dream to have multiple locations. But at my age, at 48 years old, you see the companies that are in a young growth spurt. This one's doing good. I'm going to take out a loan. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do another one. I am happy being and constantly striving for growth in one location and making it the best location so that I'm worth the 45-minute drive. I'm worth the hour drive. And like I said, it is very hard to find talent and quality instructors. So when you have them, you nurture them, you take care of them. There's very few areas you can go to where you have a surge of quality instructors. It boils down to it. You're dependent on other people to run your business, really.
I'm trying to get the sense of what's working for you and what might be frustrating. You have 55 plus classes over the week. There's plenty of options for people to come spin or do this on off bike experiences. Is it demand orchestration, as in having all seats booked, a priority or an issue, something that you really think of ways of optimizing? What is it that frustrates you as a business owner that definitely is having fun and a lot of work?
I'm going to be honest. The first thing that pops into my mind is, and respectfully, is in this line of work or any business owner, when you're dealing with the public, you're dealing with questions on the fly. Do you have kids? So
Two.
when you have kids, yeah, you get bombarded with dumb questions all day long at home, right? Your kids, what's for lunch? What's for dinner? Just give me a second to breathe, right? You're dealing with the same amount of questions times 560 or however many people you have. And the clients love to dissect your words or your tone. For me, you're having good days, your bad days, you're having your days when you're just like, it's too much noise. You're not allowed to be human as a business owner. You're not allowed to have human reactions or human responses because your mission is to give these people the experience of the life to make them see seen and heard. There's been years when it was just, wow, that's an overwhelming responsibility because you have one human reaction and it could take you out. Chaos and words and tones spread like wildfire in this business when your business truly grows by word of mouth. Being a man in a female dominant industry has required me to stay emotionally secure, consciously sensitive, and open and mature. There's the days when you would really like to tell someone exactly where to go, but you can't. And I've made that mistake, truthfully. I've made that mistake where my boundaries, my lines were crossed as a human, as a person, as a man, as a dad, as a husband, all of that stuff. And you have to maintain your cool, even in those situations. This is my big passion project. Every ounce of me is poured into the business. Sometimes things get personal and you have to separate yourself from it. I would say that is the ongoing challenge for me and other people that I speak to is keeping your mission statement alive, and that is to be a welcoming, opening space for everyone.
What's a corporate event at the Purple Pedal?
We do lots of different events, from birthday parties to bachelorette parties
Okay.
to team building events. It's a great tax write-off to have something like this because you're taking it, you're doing team bonding, you're spending money in health and wellness, getting into the right business and say, hey, let's get everybody in here, get people off the bike to see the fun side of them, to see them pushing their limits and their boundaries together, to sweat together with a team of people and see everyone struggling. Then you flip the narrative and go, right. And then they get to see the fun side. Hey, that person could do something funny. Those kinds of events really are the backbone of the community. A lot of times people get so passionate about their workouts. There's people that are super passionate about golf. There's people that are super passionate about mat Pilates. There's people that are passionate about Zumba. And they get so into it that they want everyone they love to experience their happiness and their place. And they bring their outside world into their new world. As a business, it's great because there's always, if I have 40 people in a class, I can guarantee 10 people are going to walk out of there with a membership or an intro offer because 10 people say, I love what she's been doing. I didn't think I had the courage. The reality is, most of my client base is over 30 and they've had kids and they're on a journey of something powerful. So, marketing our social media to those types of clientele has brought a lot of influence in for the events, and they're super profitable.
Which is something you already had experience on based on what you were mentioning before. You were in sales or marketing combined prior to owning Pedal. If I give you the magic wand and tell you, Andrew, with this, you can fix whatever problem you have, whatever's holding you back, what would that be?
Truth of the matter is, it's hard to fill every seat. I have some classes and some instructors that people just love and they gravitate to them. And then there's the people that don't want to give new people a chance. We get some new instructors in that are just phenomenal in my book. And it takes a while for people to warm up and trust and love and fall into place with new people. I would wave a magic wand over the earth and let people open up their hearts, open up their minds to trust, to love a little bit more, to let their guard down a little bit, to try something new and be a part of everyone's journey. A lot of times we show up to a business and we expect that person that's right in front of us to not be on a journey of their own to grow. And my instructors, me as a business owner and as an instructor and a teacher, I'm constantly in a state of growth. I never assume that someone is fully arrived, right? Encouraging people to understand that we're on your journey with you and you're on one with us, and making that more acceptable, I think would be the golden ticket to a lot of businesses.
That was actually very good. Thank you so much for your honesty and your openness.